The platypus disappeared underwater, as though sucked downward. So effortless was its passing. Not far away, wind whistled through the long, thin needles of a solitary river oak, a high melody of sound, invoking a feeling of coolness despite the warmth of the spring sun. A slight breeze moved the leaves near where I was sitting on the river bank. The water flowed cool and clear, sparkling in the sun from endless flickering points of light. Help me, I asked. I spoke to the river, to the rocks, to all the different plants which grew in a semi tropical profusion around me. I spoke to nature. Inside, I felt it was smiling at me. Help yourself. If you wish to tell the story of our connection, then write from the point of contact which you are. This was not going to be easy. I tried again. What I need is help to explain in a concise and simple way the human connection with nature. I need something that people can relate to, something which is easy to understand and accept. The smile became more pronounced. You are suggesting some written material which does not stretch the imagination, something simple enough for the mind to comprehend? That's it, I said triumphantly. Just the thing. The smile vanished. Forget it. How can we write of unseen realities, hint of unheard concepts, or even demonstrate the practicality of inner truths without disturbing the slumbering self within? A long, deep sigh. We have a choice, my friend. Either you write it as it happens, as it is revealed, or forget the whole project. I can offer no compromise. Accept it. This will be written as a synthesis of man and nature. Now, for a long time, I stayed across the river, trying to pretend it was not happening this way. Surely I could write my book the way I wanted. It was mine to control. The rock beneath me was very patient. In a physical sense, it had not moved in a very long time, but I could feel a surge of conscious activity. I was plagued with a cross section of thoughts. Who will believe me if I present it the way it is happening? Surely the best plan is to disguise the issue and make a story of it. The thought of Jonathan Livingston Seagull crossed my mind. Problem is, that is already been done. This is ridiculous. I cannot just write that I listen to trees and rocks and rivers, that I talk to them and they talk back into my mind. I squirmed and fidgeted, pretending I could not hear the river chuckling as it flowed smoothly past my rock. I could feel an expectancy around me. The trees all looked their normal, majestic, indifferent selves, while the rocks maintained a solid silence. A heron swooped down, bright eyed and alert, deciding I was no threat. It carefully alighted on the gravel on the opposite side of the river, and, cocking its head to one side, held me with a fixed stare. Okay, I said. If you have an opinion, we might as well hear it. There was a powerful feeling of bird energy moving into the more subtle areas of awareness. We would also like to be involved if you are going to write of our connection. Then we will represent our own point of view. I stared at the heroine. Do you represent all birds or just your own species? The heron stabbed into the shallows, its rapier beak flashing downward in an action defying the eye. Thrusting itself into the air, it winged slowly away. We represent ourselves only. We will contact you when the time is right. The consciousness of Heron was curling in upon itself, becoming smaller and fading swiftly. It was interesting to realize that in no way was it a single solitary bird which spoke into my mind. Rather, the bird was no more than a trigger for my slowly developing awareness. It was a point of focus which allowed me to be aware that the heron consciousness waited for me, not wishing to impose on my mind unannounced. I stared at the words I had written. Nobody is going to believe this. I spoke to the river flowing past my feet. For a while there was silence. I became aware of a surge of power from the river, as though there was a gathering of force. You have already reached your decision. It was made long before you came here. I suggest you now allow the clarity of a higher truth to move through you. The fear you have established is a real one and it can cause problems. You will now need to act in trust, knowing that the timing is right. Only the few will mock you. Those who are attracted to this book will have an inner hunger which seeks appeasement. Your words will not be easy to digest. Questions will be asked, and much inner dialogue will be worked through. This, however, is not your concern. I smiled into the water. Okay, I'll do it your way. But if I am trying to present something which seems incredible, please help it to become credible. The energy of river, coiled in an almost serpentine formlessness around me, was suddenly in motion. I had the fleeting sense of being in the center of a vast whirlpool, expanding outward with an exultant joy. Go now, with acceptance comes expansion. If you can capture the experience on paper, this will be our mutual presentation to the people with whom you seek to communicate. Several days elapsed while I digested the first encounter and prepared to commit myself to paper. I read and reread my words. Nobody was going to believe this. Gradually, I was forced to accept that it was I who found it most difficult to believe. I realized that I had yet to conquer my fears. Just as nature was my challenge, it was also my guide. So one sunny morning, I returned to my favorite place by the river. It was as though the incredible culmination of this journey highlighted a series of connections with nature dating back to my childhood. With this experience fresh in my mind, all previous experiences fused into one, standing on the edge of some other unknown dimension and offering a journey into states of consciousness requiring courage and surrender. I needed to surrender fear, fear of the unknown. For strangely, the deeper this inner journey went, the stronger grew a mysterious, inexplicable fear. In the year 1982, I was a speaker at the One Earth conference in Australia, where Trini, my wife, and I met Linda Tellington Jones. And when she called to see us after the conference was over, she became an important catalyst in my life. During our conversation, she talked of the most outrageous things: UFOs, space visitors, nature, talking trees, inner guidance, you name it, and Linda could embrace it with her own brand of discretion. Under her inspiration, I found myself sharing dreams, experiences, and strange happenings that I had kept locked away inside myself for a long time, just talking about the voices of nature, which persisted in calling for my attention, and finding myself totally accepted by a stranger was an incredible release. Linda was an ideal catalyst. She precipitated a change which resulted in an incredible happening 3 days after her departure. It began following another special dream. I had dreamed this particular dream week after week for a long time. It was powerful in its symbolism, but each time I awoke, the dream was gone, erased from my memory, without trace or recall. I was only left with a sense of despair. The third night after Linda's departure, I once again dreamed my recurring dream, but on awakening, I remembered it all in clear and exact detail. While I lay awake feeling disturbed, the dream strong upon my mind. I gradually became aware of a presence in our bedroom. Trini was asleep, breathing softly and easily, while the room around me became increasingly vibrant with energy. Peering into the darkness, I could see nothing, but the presence was electric with intensity and power. Calmness and trust flowed over me, quelling all fear, stilling my probing mind. I framed a question in my thoughts: who or what are you? Immediately, these words flowed into my receptive mind. If you need to identify me, know me as a spirit of change. You are aware now of having this dream many times, yet never have you retained or understood its meaning. Relaxed, I lay quietly accepting the experience. An instant comprehension of the recurring dream was impressed in my mind. I understood with total clarity. The voice from the silence continued. A long time ago, 6 lifetimes to be exact, you were a botanist. While your talents for the physical aspects were only average, you were blessed with a unique rapport with the plant kingdom. Time elapsed, and your studies deepened until you reached a stage where you began to experience a spiritual bonding with your plant subjects. Into your mind would flow ideas and images, projecting you into realms of thought quite unexplored. Later, as you deepened in your love and trust of nature, you began to hear a flow of words in your mind, and you realized that there was an intelligence which could communicate through the kingdom of nature. You took copious notes on this, and for the first time, you began to tell your friends. At first, you talked with discretion, but gradually, flushed with their admiration, you spoke to others, and word went around to all who would listen. This led to your downfall, for some who listened considered your words. Soon you were exposed to ridicule, and when opinion went against you, you were subject to more persecution, finally ceased, and you died under torture. Your name of that time is not important. It died with you, and your papers were destroyed. Before you died, however, the pain of suffering induced a change in you, and you died blaming a divine gift for your torment. Thus, a block was imposed in your unconscious mind, and through the following 4 incarnations, it has remained unrealized and unchallenged. In this life, you have chosen to remove the mental block and once again allow the spiritual union with nature to re-establish and develop. You are now aware of why you could not remember a recurring dream which your soul self projected forward, hoping to cause you to remember. The unconscious block was too strong, the fear too great. This fear has been the spur behind your doubts, causing you to question beyond reason for fear of more torment and an ongoing agony. No longer need you fear persecution or torture. Humanity now enters a period of transition, and those who seek to know must have that chance. No matter how humble the offering, it must be laid on the altar of truth. All you need will be revealed as you move to deepen the bonding, and only by your efforts will it be so. The presence was gone, instantly departed, yet an energy lingered in the room as I lay in awe of things unseen and of unknown power. For the first time, I understood my fear. The death threat feeling was based on reality. I had once died, not because of communicating with nature's inner reality, but because I lived in a time when such an action was sorcery, for which the penalty was death. For a time, I had floundered at a loss to find a way to present the voices of nature, but then that day I had followed Trini's suggestion and gone to the river flowing past our house and asked for help, and help had been given. Wonderful, friends. So, whenever you speak to the nature, have no doubts, have no fear. Whatever is coming to you, it's the truth. So just trust. Now, I pass it on to Master Ram to guide us into a meditation.
That was a nice article, how well we can connect with the nature. So now let us connect with ourselves, our true nature is not the thoughts. So, in this relaxed, comfortable, tranquil posture, let us go beyond our mind and connect to our self, true self. And it happens by just being with our own nature's natural breath. We are not at all far from this connection. We are just a breath away. We are just a conscious, natural breath away. Keep connecting to your own nature continuously with a joyful intention, with relaxed emotion, very happily, because this is a joyful process, joyful experience. Normal, natural breath. Flow with it like a river. Always return back to your natural breath. Just be with your breath. Normal, natural breath. Last 2 minutes, friends. Slowly bring back yourself to your surroundings and to your physical body. It is always easy to center ourselves, connect to ourselves by just becoming aware of our own breath, going beyond our mind. Let us be grateful, thankful that we have chosen ourselves to be here together and practice connecting to our true nature. Last 20 seconds. Become more and more aware of your surroundings. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly place your hands over your eyes for a few seconds. When you're ready, you may open your eyes and take off your hands. Welcome back, friends. Hope you all had a wonderful session, a wonderful journey. If you would like to share your experience or if you would like to ask something, kindly unmute yourself and feel free to share. If you would like to share your any experience relating to connecting to nature, kindly do so. So let me share my experience in connecting with nature. So here in Heidelberg, where we live in Germany, we have a space where people can walk around. It's a pretty big, let's say, agricultural area, and in that, let's say, walkway, there is one particular tree that I'm pretty much connected to. Whenever I pass by through the tree, it is as if, wishing one of my dearest friends. So I keep loudly talking, and sometimes, through through my silence, I keep communicating with this tree. Always a happy feeling whenever I pass from there. And we also hug the tree, just stay there. And then uh, what I realized later, whenever I really needed to connect, let's say, to myself, or if I find my energy a little bit lower, the very moment I imagine, or let's say I call upon that connection with that tree, suddenly I find a relief. I find that my energy starts to get back to normal. So again, after that experience, whenever I pass there, it's a communication, thanking and being grateful. And this is one of the well-connected trees I have found here, just few minutes walk. So it's always nice experiencing these things, and realizing that these, let's say, trees or nature is always available for us, ready to connect to us, happy to be in connection with us. So that's one of my personal experience in terms of connecting to nature. So thanks a lot for this nice article, Madhu, today that you have selected, and just reminding how close we are all to nature and how well we can connect to plants, for example, or anything else in nature. Thank you. Anyone would like to share your experiences? Uh, Tejas ji, I see you have in the chat something about exhibition. I request you to share anything related to meditation here. I think that will be more going with the purpose. Thank you. Thank you, Lakshmi ji. Yes, we played the music, but I think the volume earlier was a bit on the lower side. Um, yes, we will also plan from, let's say, very soon, pretty much live music meditations. Yeah. And thank you, Sylvie, for being here and connecting. Happy to have you here. Yes, Swapna ji. Yes, I always, whenever there is, yeah, these days particularly, I have the same feeling, would like to do as much as possible meditation. So, Harsha ji, yeah, how can we be at a place without stress? Thanks for asking this question. So, stress is basically our own creation through the times we have lived. We can call this stretch of time in every possible perspective we can imagine. However, it is easier for us to connect to those times when each one of us, as a kid, were stress free. And then with time, we have learned, or we have become skillful on how to be stressful. And either we acknowledge this, or we see it with a different perspective with various explanations. In the end, this is not our true nature, being stressful. That is why we don't want to be in those states, because that's not our true nature. We all want to be in a relaxed, in a joyful, balanced states. So we just need to drop what is not ours in order to connect automatically, or realize automatically what is ours, or what is our true nature, which is that we all experienced as kids: stress free, always joyful. Let's say, what is it that we have accumulated? It is everything that we know is what we have accumulated. Everything that goes on in our head, starting from there, then it comes into that. What goes in our head is processed and then comes through our words, then also to actions. So it's a cycle, but the root starts with our mind. So if we need to unwind those things that we have entangled into, we have to unwind our mind. Unwinding our mind is to become aware of our own mind chatter. And that process becomes easier when we connect to our own breath, the normal, natural breath, sitting in the most comfortable posture, at your best convenient time, with your closed eyes, with or without an instrumental music. Just close your eyes and become aware of your thoughts, which are the root causes of our life, what we are experiencing, either stressful or joyful. That is the root cause. So, the moment we become aware of a thought, as we need to unwind that which we know, only thing you do is acknowledge that thought, which means do not run behind that thought, and simply bring back your awareness to your breath. The more we keep doing, yes, it is not easier, because we have trained ourselves and we have got entangled with such perfect training all through these years. It is not just you or me, every human had basically got a very good training in this, starting from our childhood, through the society, through the parents, through everything that we have lived. We got trained and we became experts, and we have accepted as many times this is normal. However, we all know that this is abnormal. So, just every time you become aware of your thoughts, acknowledge them. Don't be harsh at them, because the more harsher we become at our thoughts, we are rather increasing the stress. So just acknowledge them. Bring back your awareness to the breath. Maybe again you get a thought or 10 thoughts. You become aware that you're thinking, you acknowledge them. Happily again bring back your awareness to the breath. So as we keep doing this, you become more and more and more aware of that root cause, which are your thoughts. This you are doing with your closed eyes. You call it meditation, whatever. Then this practice is not just about when you are with your closed eyes sitting in meditation. It also affects, changes your day in your wakeful states because you're practicing becoming aware. As you become aware, even in your daytime, you start to become conscious in order to choose between what you need and what is not needed. The moment we become aware, we have a choice. If we are not aware, we are chosen. So, the moment you become aware of your thoughts, that's the game changer. So, the moment we become aware of our thoughts, automatically we choose our own words, we choose our own actions. And these things, they automatically happen as you keep regularly practicing meditation. The more regularly, every day, the more regularly you do, at least once a day, the more you slowly unwind your mind. Slowly you become more and more aware of your own thoughts. The, the more you become aware of your own thoughts, the more and more you become your conscious life designer. You choose by becoming aware, and everything automatically falls in place. This is not magic, this is just natural. From becoming unconscious, we become conscious. From living stressful, we start to be consciously joyful. So everything falls in place. So the way to get out of stresses is to connect to ourselves by the practice of meditation. And everyone who have regularly practiced meditation have reached that space of living a conscious, joyful life. Whoever it is, everyone. So even you or even anyone who will start doing that, automatically one can live that conscious, joyful choice of life. Hope this was helpful. And thanks for asking, Harshaji. Any other questions, friends, or anyone would like to share anything? Kindly feel free. Lakshmi ji, yeah, we are also thankful for you for being here. And yes, we are having daily at this time. Let's say we start uh, Germany time 6 p.m. I don't know from which part of the world you are connecting to us, Harsha ji. So you are most welcome to join our daily sessions at this time. So, yeah, Madhu, you were saying some questions? Sumati ji, no? I don't see that.
So
Yes,
what
Lakshmi.
time is crystal meditation? Like you
Yes,
said, Pradeep.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow, friends, we have two meditation sessions. One we do at our regular time that we do now, yeah, and at the same link that you have joined today now or daily. And then we have later at 9 p.m. Central European time, or let's say Germany time, 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. If we speak about East EST, yeah, American time, This will be 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. So it's a 90 minutes meditation session by Master Pradeep and Navneet. It will be a crystal, divine power crystal meditation. It's an it's a very powerful crystal, one of the powerful crystals that is presently available on the planet Earth. So don't miss this. And then it is on a different Zoom link that had been shared in the Beam meditation group. I will again share that. So that will be available to each one. So this happens tomorrow and day after tomorrow at the same time. So 90 minutes continuous meditation. So don't miss that. Is that fine? Is that clear, Lakshmi ji? So central
Yes,
time.
it will be,
Hmm.
yes, 2 p.m. It will be 2 p.m.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else, friends? Yeah. How can I be part of your group? Yes, Harsha ji. I will right away share the link for the WhatsApp group where you can join. Sumati ji, you had any question? I don't see here.
Hello, Ramji. Thank you for a wonderful time. Yes, I posted it at 6:13 p.m. So it is.
Okay, sorry. I have to scroll it up.
I mean,
Oh,
I am literally meditating about 60 minutes generally,
yeah.
but I just want to find out. And I also would like to share that I've seen excellent um, changes. So that's quite good. I'm quite happy. I'm not reacting, and I'm calmer. So thank you so much. And one of the things I've noticed very, very significantly that started was during the full moon day.
Mm-hmm.
I felt tremendous energy in my crown chakra and third eye.
Mm-hmm.
So that's ongoing, but more of the crown chakra, not so much in the third eye,
Mm-hmm.
but more so in the crown chakra. So I just wanted to have some insight, please. And how can I enhance this?
Yeah.
What's the next step, and how long do I meditate?
Yes, Sumati ji. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you.
for sharing your experience. And how long do you recommend? However long you're comfortable in doing, don't push yourself sitting for longer hours. But if you have a inner calling to sit, that you are now doing 60 minutes and you would like to do 90 minutes or 2 hours, something, a internal calling for you, go for it. There is no limit for that. So the basic formula is, if one is 20 years old, minimum 20 minutes in each sitting. That's the minimum time. And what is the maximum time? There is no limit. But don't force yourself to sit for longer times, because you have to let also your whole system adopt gradually. So go with what your inner calling says. And you can even experiment. Sometimes you can do it for 2 hours and you see yourself how it is working for you. Sit for 3 hours, 6 hours, just try. And it depends on your time availability and your calling from inside. There is no limit for that. And if you have time further, if you want to deeper your meditational experiences, I recommend reading books. So reading books helps, or rather they unlock already known wisdom within us. So, reading nice spiritual books, there are millions of books that are available that we all need to read. So, choose one and keep reading. And that only connects you deeper and deeper when you practice meditation. So that is one of the suggestions I would say. And regarding the full moon meditation and also your feeling of energies at various chakras, yes, the more and more we keep meditating, the more and more our chakra system gets balanced, and we keep, let's say, sensing these energies at different chakras, or within our energy body. So just you witness it, nothing to analyze, because energy works in its own way. Uh, Let the energy do its natural work, everything, leave it to the nature, nothing to force, nothing to divert. Just be with the breath, just go into meditation, let everything unfold naturally, let everything happen normally. So that's what I can share.
Thank you, Ramji. I have another query.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed. I came in slightly later. You mentioned about the crystal meditation.
Yeah.
What crystals will he be using?
So Master Pradeep had become a custodian of a divine power crystal.
Mm-hmm.
It is a clear crystal, clear quartz crystal. It is a 144 facet crystal, and and he is channeling, or let's say he's the custodian, and everyone who does meditation in the presence of this crystal receives higher energies, deeper connections. So maybe if you're in the group, I can share some of his sessions where you can even see this crystal and
Yes, please.
understand. Yeah,
Yes,
you're in the group, right?
I am in the Beam group. Yes, thank you.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I will share a picture of that together with the link for tomorrow's meditation, so then you can see that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else, friends? Okay then. So we all meet tomorrow at the same time. Till then, have a joyful time. Bye.